Hey everybody, I am super excited because today I'm bringing in somebody who I absolutely adore. I've had the pleasure of meeting this person in person. We have none other than Lynley. Now, the reason I'm so excited that Lynley is here is because, well, A, she has a Christmas tree behind her, and I love Christmas. But B, because Lynley has so much fun and energy and love, and she has just this different attitude towards everything. She's kind of a little bit of a fun spitfire in her life. And she recently hit the reset button on her life and in her career. So, Lynley Lofton Hips, welcome to the Rachel Pedersen show page, whatever we want to call this.
The Rachel Pedersen show. I like it. Thank you.
It's fun. Can you share with us just a little bit of your story? Because what I love is that you have hit the reset button and it's a process. Share with us kind of where you used to be, where you're at today, and where you're going.
Okay. So I don't have necessarily a rags to riches sort of story. Yep. I went to college, I went to graduate school, I got my master's, and then I figured I better get a job so I could pay for all of that. So I started working at at the time it wasn't very large, but it is now, a large payments processor here in Georgia. And met my husband and loved my job, loved the people. It was really about the people. And about a year ago, a little less than a year ago now, I started getting, as a friend of mine said, I started getting a little too comfortable. Things weren't really challenging anymore. I was good at my job. I liked my job, but I just wasn't like fired up about it. And so this spring, I decided I would do a little bit of research and figure out what it was that I really wanted to do. And at the time I was thinking in terms of my career with the company, like where did I want to go in the company? And suddenly I realized that I was turning 40. So this may be a midlife crisis thing, but I'm okay with that. But I realized that a lot of the discontent I was feeling was because of that comfort and because of that. I was wrapped in this cocoon of I knew all the people I worked with. I loved all the people I worked with. I was good at what I did. It was comfortable. And then I realized I needed to do something that scared the heck out of me. That everything had been pretty easy, knock on wood, and I wanted to do something that it was really jumping off the high dive and not being able to see the pool. And so I joined SMU because I saw one of your ads, of course. And I started realizing that social media management was a thing that people did because it had never really occurred to me. Like we had social media people in-house at the company I was working with, but it wasn't something that I thought about people doing for other companies. And the more and more I got into SMU, the more excited I got about it. And the more I started realizing that I needed to make a change. My initial plan was to not make a change until the end of the year. And suddenly that kept getting closer and I kept going, no, I want to do this sooner. And funny story about SMU, or SMU Live rather, in September. It was in about August that I was playing with the idea of going. I was telling my husband, I feel like I should go. I feel like this will really cement if this is the right place for me, if this is really what I need to be doing. And he said, look, go. Enjoy yourself, learn about what this whole life looks like, and then we can figure it out. And I kind of waffled on the money, and the next day I got home from work and there were 4 checks in the mail, totaling just a little bit more than what I needed for the SMU early bird ticket.
Wow.
And I kind of went, all right, universe, I get it. I'm supposed to go. I bought my ticket, I bought my plane ticket, and I showed up to SMU Live in September. But about a month before then, I realized that the time had come and it was time for me to leave my 9-to-5. And it hurt me because I love the people I work with. Yes. And it had nothing to do with the company. I love the company. My husband still works for them. I still consider myself part of that family, but I needed to do something different for me. And so my last day of work with the company that I had spent 15 years, my entire career with, was the day before I left for SMU Live. And so it was a great way to kind of kick off this whole experience. And I haven't stopped running since. And it has been phenomenal. I cannot imagine now doing anything else.
I love hearing that. I think one of the things that stands out in this story to me is how sometimes those big decisions, it's almost like we've almost committed. And once you start to commit to something, things start to fall into place. And some might call it source or the universe. I personally think like God works all things together. But we look at this and it's like, how did everything just work out suddenly? It was like, I'm waiting for a sign and the sign is in your inbox. Like, that's so cool. And SMU Live was so much fun. I didn't realize how much had happened literally weeks before for you, which is crazy. But at SMU Live, you were able to meet some different people and realize not only is this a thing, but this is a thing that people can thrive doing. And so you've been on a journey of growing your own business. What was the biggest hesitation in hitting that reset button and starting a whole new career, a whole new way of life after the age of 40?
Well, I'm still 40, Rachel. I mean, it's still, I'm not 40.
We have to make that clear. She is still 40. She's not past 40. Okay, perfect.
I'm embracing my 40ness. But, it was one of those things that I think the fear of change it wasn't that I didn't know if I could do it, because I knew I could do it. I mean, I'd done pretty well at everything else I'd ever tried to do. So it wasn't really that. It was just the fear of, what is my day-to-day going to look like? How am I going to find clients? When I do find clients, how am I going to know what to do with them? Yeah. And the thing that I kept coming back to is, I have SMU. They will help me. They will. I have plenty of people that I can go to and say, okay, what do I need to do about this particular client proposal or whatever? And then when I went to SMU Live and realized that I actually was, even though it was scary, I was ready to up level into the click, skipping over elite completely. I needed to go to elite. But I was being at SMU Live. I realized this is what I want. I wanted what all of those other people in click were experiencing.
Yes.
Talking to them and getting to know them and understanding just what the possibilities were made me take a big deep breath and sign on that line and hand over my credit card. And I will say that all of the bonuses from Stacy and from Myron and all of that, those were big upsells. So you have a heck of a funnel for click there, Rachel. I tell you.
I was blown away because I actually didn't know that they were going to offer those bonuses until like right before they went on. And I was like, are you serious? Like, yes. So amazing. Okay. So what does today look like? Because you're on a journey still. I know that you're like, I'm not where I want to be quite yet, but you're growing and you're working towards this big goal. So where are you today and where are you going?
So what I've realized in the last couple of months is that though I'm sort of pivoting a little bit. Hey, we're a big pivoter kind of group. We like to pivot. But I'm pivoting a little bit away from organic social media, the non-paid sort of everyday posting. And I'm realizing that what I really like to do is copy and Facebook ads. I've had a wonderful mentor in the amazing Krista Nichols. And I'm excited that like there's something that I feel like I've always been able to do that I don't have to struggle to do, and I can be good at it. And the fact that my husband is also a writer, he's over there. Okay. See, there's my husband. Hi. But he's a writer, and all of a sudden, he's not necessarily interested in social media, but he's a great writer. And so the idea of all of a sudden being able to not just have this as my business and it just be me, but the opportunity to, in the future, bring him into the business and, allow him to do the things that he loves to do, which is writing, and that he's super talented at, in a way that can fulfill him and fulfill our bills and other things and, college funds and stuff. Yeah. So it really is it really has been a little bit of a pivot for me in that I'm happy I'm happy to take organic social media clients. I'm fine doing that, but my love is really in the ads and the copy. I have a client that I write scripts for. And it's fun. And it's, I don't know, writing ads, ad copy and writing scripts. It's just fun for me. And that's what I like to do. So I'm excited about sort of where I hope we're going in the next year. I don't necessarily, I'm trying not to pigeonhole myself too much because I don't want to eliminate opportunities that might be out there. I'm super interested in funnels. I want to get into funnels. I just haven't done it yet, but that's on the docket for 2019 for sure. And I've already, started realizing that I'm going to need help. And it's hard for me to admit that I need help because I'm a pretty independent person, but I'm going to need help if I want to grow. And for the longest time, I thought, oh, I don't want an agency. I don't want it to be, like this big thing. I want to be flexible and I want to be able to do what I want to do. And suddenly I realized to do what I want to do, I need to have people and the right people and awesome people. And I see what you've done with your agency. I've seen with what other folks in the Click and in Elite and SMU have done with their agencies. And I've realized that, if I want to get to the level that I want to get to, I only have so many hours in the day. And I'm not willing to sacrifice my sleep or my time with my family to get there and be the only one that's doing it. So next year, the plan, best laid plans and all that, but next year the plan is to really sort of solidify what it is I want to do and where I'm going, bring in help as I can, and bring in that guy over there, right?
I love this.
So that he can be a part of this too, because I do believe in what we're growing. And I want to show, my daughter's 7, and I want to show her that, it takes work. It's not easy, but you can go out and do everything that you want to do. And you don't have to necessarily follow some predefined path, which is what, we were always told. You go to college and then you get the job and then you work in your job for 30 years and then you retire. That's not what I want to do anymore. As much as I love I loved my job, I didn't want to do it another 15 years.
Mm-hmm. I love that so much. And I love what you just shared with about your daughter. Like, you want her to see this is hard work, but it's good work. This is something good. You're building something of your own. This weekend, my daughters and I taught them how to wash the walls. And
you washed your walls?
Washed the walls because they were so dirty. And I know I did. So I didn't know that people did that until I was looking at the walls and I was like, these are so dirty. And I look it up and people wash the walls on the weekends. I don't know any of these people, but apparently people do this. Okay. So I was like, yes, we have a household manager and yes, we have someone who cleans. I want to teach a lesson with this. And so we were literally washing the walls and I was showing them see how this is dirty. We need to make it clean. And I said, all those times I talked to you about building a business and you guys kind of don't listen. You don't have to listen, but I want you to remember in this moment, if you don't like washing the walls, you need to build a business so you can pay people to wash the walls. Yep. You don't have to learn how to wash the walls, but then you have to learn to build a business that supports you hiring someone to wash the walls. And so it's that's what I'm going to instill in them. It's not right or wrong to build a business, but then don't complain if you have to be the one washing the walls. Right. So I love that. All right. I just have a couple more questions for you. So one that I have is, what types of clients do you want to work with this year?
What I am starting to figure out is that I really like e-com clients. I like having a product to sell. And it's not completely different than other clients I have, but at the same time, I like that being able to see the entire process through. We have a product, we're advertising our product, you go to this page, you buy the product, and we see how much the ads that we ran impacted your sales. I like that it's very complete and tied with a bow for me. And I really like that. So I'm hoping to work with more e-com clients this year. I have been working with local clients.
Okay.
Primarily, and not on purpose. It just kind of happened that way. And I want to expand to clients, not just in my local area, clients that are outside, whether it's in the U.S. or outside the U.S. I'm open to whatever. So I want to do more and different things to figure out really what I really like to do. If there's a particular area that I really like to work in.
That is so much fun. I have two last questions for you. We've got, if you're watching this live with us, you won't be able to see this, obviously, if you're on the podcast, but we've got our winter wonderland decorations for this room coming up. And so I've got a bunch of sparkly silver snowflakes. Like, you guys are going to see this soon. This is Santa's Wonderland coming in here. This is insane because of what we're about to do, which is the 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. It starts the 26th. I have not shared with anyone exactly what it is except for the social click. You guys know what's about to happen. It's crazy, but it's like reflecting light on my face as I'm talking, and it kind of looks like I've got a disco ball in my office. So
got snowflakes dancing across the wall behind you. It's lovely.
yes, it's kind of fun. Okay, so I just have two last questions for you. So number one, someone says, I don't know. Like, I don't know what comes next. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to hit reset on my life. But they've seen those ads, those silly ads with me jumping on the couch and being a goofball and having fun. What would you recommend to that person?
That they loosen up. that they understand that, like, it's not an either or. It's not, I either have to work hard and build a business and make money or have fun. You can have both. You really can. And now that doesn't mean that it's not hard work, but you can have fun and work at the same time. And, I think about you and your team and your Mario Kart challenges. I mean, that we totally should do that here. But it's that kind of thing. Like, life is too short. And I know everybody always says this, but life is too short to just work and work and work and not have fun while you're doing it. And that's, I think that's the biggest thing that people struggle with, is that work is supposed to look like this one thing. Yes. And if it doesn't look like that one thing, then it must not be work, and you must not be serious and responsible about it. Like, it doesn't, like my work is going to, sorry, I have to plug in my laptop. My work is going to be fun, and it's going to be rewarding, and it's going to help people. And at the same time, it's going to be fun. So that's what you just shared too. This was actually earlier in the conversation, but it ties into this. You said, I didn't know that I wanted an agency. And a lot of times people don't know if agency life sounds like what they want, because we imagine agency and suddenly in our head pops in like corporate and boring. And yes. I personally think my agency is an excuse to pick all my favorite and funnest people and be like, hey, I get to pay you to hang out. Like, that is pretty fun. We get to do some awesome things too, but I get to pay you to come and hang out at, and build some really cool things and play Mario Kart. Right. So agency can be a lot of fun. But for those of you who are like, I don't know how to get started, I don't know how to hit reset, maybe I want to see if I like marketing or freelancing or agency or social media, what you can do is get started in Social Media United for just $1. That's where Lynley got started. And then she jumped a whole bunch of steps and dove into the deep end, which is going to be a good thing. It just takes a lot of work, but she's committed. So you can just go to smutrial.com, get started for 7 days for just $1. And see if it's for you. So Lynley, my final question for you is, where can people learn more about you? Well, just about every social media platform, of course.
Brilliant.
My business is called Peach Blossom Marketing. So you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram at Peach Blossom Marketing, all written out. And my website is Peach Blossom Social, because I haven't changed it yet. peachblossomsocial.com. And hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on Instagram. I'd love to talk to anybody.
Absolutely. And Lynley is an amazing person. So if you're considering reaching out to her, I would say absolutely yes. Don't wait. Just reach out to her, because
you're not biased at all, though.
What was that?
You're not biased at all, though.
I'm not biased. No, I don't say that about everybody. Let's just put it that way. So if you are watching this and you're like, I want to learn more about Lynley, or I want to learn more about Social Media United, you can either go to Lynley's social media, or you can go to smutrial.com. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And Lynley, thank you for sharing your experience.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Rachel.
Bye.